and Crystal Whites. Welcome to the program. All right. Mr. DuVernay is the, CEO and President of the Hancock County United Way. Mr. DuVernay, the United Way has introduced a new campaign for hunger in Hancock County. Can you tell us about that?
Well, the United Way Board is supporting a new initiative called the Halt Hunger Initiative. It is designed and intended to address the growing issue of hunger in our county. As you pointed out in your intro, in 2009, 1 in 10 Hancock County people were considered to be hungry or food insecure. But we're now in the third quarter of 2011, and that number has moved to 1 in 7.
Wow.
Almost 12,000 people in Hancock County, 15.9% of the population, is currently listed as food insecure. The other more alarming number is that 27% of our young people, of our youth, are considered food insecure. So we have a significant problem. The 15.9% in Hancock County is a relatively low number compared to many counties around us. But the reality is that it is a number we can do something about. It's a problem that we can fix. A lot of social service challenges sometimes seem insurmountable. But this is one we can fix. We've got the ability, we've got the capacity, we've got the capability to address this problem. And so United Way's Halt Hunger Initiative program is intended to provide an emphasis on the hunger challenges in Hancock County and the food insecurity challenges in Hancock County, and to help rally community support and local agencies, coordinate local agencies and such to address this problem. And we're frankly doing that with more than just talking about collaboration and such. Our board has set aside $1.25 million to address this problem over the next 5 years. Now, frankly, that $1.25 million won't fix the problem, but it'll go a long way to serve as seed money for the development of programs and services that address these issues and challenges.
Awesome. So can you maybe compare and contrast this effort with maybe other efforts that you've made in the past to end hunger?
Well, the United Way has always supported programs and services that addressed hunger in our community. But frankly, they have been, how should I say, band-aids. I mean, the fact of the matter is we've provided enough money to address the symptoms of the problem without having figured out how to put enough resources into the challenge to eradicate the challenge. And I think this is the difference. This effort is intended to coordinate the programs and services offered by multiple agencies in our community. You know, the interesting thing is that there are some really great programs and services for food and hunger-related issues in our community. But they've all operated on a rather narrow focus, following their own individual mission. And we really need a coordinated and a collaborated effort across the community to address this problem, to come up with a community solution. The big challenge is always dollars. It's a matter of resources.
Absolutely.
And though there are state and federal programs, there are private foundation grants, a variety of resources out there, many of our organizations as individual organizations can't access those. Because most, particularly national and private foundation grants, are now requiring that the community view a problem as a community problem, and that they come together as a community solution. And so any single agency may not be able to qualify for some of these dollars. But United Way, as a collaborator and kind of an umbrella organization over these efforts, may have much better access to those dollars, bringing more revenue into the community to address this problem.
All right, very good. So within the scope of project right now, is there a certain focus towards certain age groups or certain people within our community that you're trying to help out the most, or is there an emphasis at all?
Well, we know, as I said, that children are particularly vulnerable to this issue. We have a huge percentage of the kids, about 45% of all kids in Hancock County are on the free and reduced lunch program. One of the challenges for those kids is that, being on the free and reduced lunch program, they get food during the week. One of the challenges for them is that they go home come Friday afternoon, and there often isn't food in the house for the weekend. We've responded with a program, the community's responded with a program called the Feed a Child program that is now being managed by the YMCA. But that program's feeding the kids in 2 of our elementary schools within the city. Well, we've got 5 or 6 more elementary schools to cover in the city, right, and probably 5 or 6 more out in the county that need to have this program made available. Again, it's a matter of dollars. So our first focus is to say, what are the really good programs going on where the needs are being met that we can expand, that we can give them the resources to expand the programs to fulfill the need. And so that's our first effort, is to identify the very good, the efficient, effective programs and find resources to underwrite their costs.
Sure. So how do you go about doing that? Like, how is that implemented, I guess?
Well, we have a variety of surveys and analysis tools and so on and so forth to figure out which programs and such are being the most effective. And then, frankly, we've added a staff person to our organization whose full-time focus is on food initiatives and finding grant money and such to fulfill those needs. That person's just come on board for us in the last 30 days or so. But again, 100% of her time is going to be dedicated to this effort. So again, there's resources, there's plenty of resources out there. We just have to coordinate the activities and access those.
Sure. So you talk a lot about on your end what you guys are trying to do. Mm-hmm. What can students, faculty, and staff here from the University of Findlay do to help you people at the United Way or other organizations here in Hancock County to help end this cycle of hunger and help increase awareness about it?
Well, I think you're doing it today, obviously, as far as increasing awareness about the issue. And the responses cover a wide potential responses cover a wide continuum, from education, sure, to food collection that supplements the foods that our pantries and such have. We're committed to not just feeding people today.
Right.
Our objective is to help move people from dependency to self-sufficiency. Mm-hmm. Now, in order to help people make that transition, you have to feed them, because when your belly's complaining, when your belly's aching, it's hard to think about getting education and what do I got to do to move out of this situation.
That's right. Yep.
So we're feeding them first. But I think there will be a lot of opportunities for the university to be involved in programs and services that will help educate these people and transition them, again, from dependency to self-sufficiency. So your university is I think, in a great way, already engaged. And I think that as this whole process unfolds and such, there'll be more and more opportunities for students and the university as a whole to be actively engaged in this effort.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Keith DuVernay. We appreciate you coming on here today with us.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hey, we appreciate you.